Good morning. Well, I've had a leisurely morning. Just getting ready, doing stuff, doing chores, cleaning the solar panels. Just did bits and pieces, but I'm ready to go out my way, have a wander, see the town, have a leisurely day. Just have a look around and see what there is. Okay, speak soon. So it was freezing this morning though, as you would expect out in the desert. Overnight it's freezing, but see when the sun gets up, it's really warm. I'm down to 2 layers now, that's how warm it is. Anyway, let's get going. So despite the dusty streets, here's an example of the difference between Chile and places like Bolivia. There's sort of proper infrastructure and places for people to play football that's cost a bit of money, rather than just putting 2 goal posts up on a dusty flat-ish piece of land as you got in Bolivia. Yeah, but there you go. See the volcano in the distance. I must have about a dozen photos of that volcano over there. But it's very famous. Extinct, of course, thankfully, or inactive anyway. Okay. Don't know what this is. It's just water storage or something. The water's certainly flowing into it. Maybe it's the town's water supply before it gets purified. There's this water course continuing way down here. I guess it's just a wee stream through the town. It's really weird. I mean, the Atacama Desert is the driest place in the world, certainly the driest desert in the world. But I keep coming across these water courses that are quite fast moving. Like they're not like trickles or anything. I just don't know where all the water's coming from. Maybe they're coming from underground springs or something. But yeah, that's not the first one I've seen. Good morning. I've just left my campsite. I'm trying to get down the street and there's a gas lorry just finished the drop off, I think. Anyway, I was fairly comfortable at that wee campsite. I think I took some pictures, so I might put them up. I usually do my morning hello from where I am before I move. But anyway, he's struggling. He passed in this narrow street. He's struggling to get past these cars. He's wider than me, so I should be okay. Oh yeah, he's making it. Yeah, so anyway, I better pay attention to what I'm doing here. So we'll get on the road. I'll speak to you soon. Well, the guys want to park on the right here, but there was no room for me to get past. So fair play to him, he's moved on to let me through. I guess he's just trying to do his job, make his delivery. Well, I'm just literally minutes out of San Pedro, and the scenery's already this. Amazing. Well, it looks like we've got a climb ahead of us. We're moving again, thankfully. Must have sat there for about 5 minutes, quite a while for roadworks. Maybe not in South America actually. Yeah. Picked this out on Google. It's a mirador mirador means lookout, in case anybody's wondering, of the Atacama Desert. And sometimes they can be a bit hit or miss. This is maybe a bit in between actually. It's not too bad. That's quite a view down there. Back towards San Pedro and the volcano straight ahead. So yeah, there's nothing else here. It's not cold though, oddly enough. I mean, the sun's beating down, but even then that didn't do me any favours in Bolivia. It was still a cold wind, but the wind's not too bad. I think we're not up near 4,000 metres, so I think we're still at about 3,000 up. I don't feel like we're that high up. We're certainly climbing, but not compared to where I've been Maybe I'm just getting used to it. But yeah. Some snow-capped mountains in the distance. There's that volcano over there still. Just passed through some roadworks here. They were very well organised. Guys at either end with walkie-talkies, although I've seen that before. I think it was in Paraguay, maybe even Bolivia as well. Probably not Bolivia. I think that's the town of Calama in the distance. You can maybe just see it at the foot of the mountains over there. I had looked at an overnight stop, but it's not far away enough. I'm not gonna. I like to do 2.5 hours driving a day, and this was just over an hour. Plus, on the iOverlander app, everybody was saying you can't leave your car for 2 minutes, and somebody's liable to break into it. Foreign vehicles just seem to be a target. So that's another reason I'm not going there. Although there was secure camping, I wasn't going to park it in the centre of town and leave it. But yeah, I'm no desire to park there. So I was going to stop for fuel, but I don't really think I need it. I've still got 3/4 of a tank. There's no point filling up just for that, because I'm sure I've got more than enough to get to my next stop, even if there are. It will be a bit of a distance. Got the solar farm on my left here. It's quite organised. There's renewable energy here, quite impressive. They've certainly got plenty of wind and plenty of sun up here. No shortage of that. One of the driest places in the world. That was Calama in the distance, or it is Calama in the distance. Looks like a wee oasis town. Bit of greenery with the trees and everything growing here. It's maybe got a bit going on, but I'm not going to stop. Not after what I've read. But like I probably wouldn't stop anyway. So I want to drive a bit further. But yeah, a few big buildings. It must be quite a big city, right? Filming that train, and the temperature's starting to climb. We must be getting lower and lower, because I'm not used to being in this kind of terrain and it being warm at all. So I'm only guessing that's due to the altitude, but it's getting quite warm. I'll be stopping soon, so I'll take off a layer or two. Yeah, that's how warm it is. Stopped at this truck stop. It took ages to get served. I don't know if it just didn't fancy serving a foreigner, but anyway, here's my soup. Get into that and see what comes next. Here's the rest of my lunch. It seems the roll I got with my soup was for if I was wanting a hamburger on a roll. The roll was for that. I thought it was quite a big roll for soup. Yeah, well, it's all good. Well, right, the restaurant was in there. The place isn't much to look at. I suppose it's a down and dirty truck stop. It was probably a bit too much food for me as well. Because I've been driving all day. I really thought about it, because I'm usually starving by this time. But when you're driving all day, you're not going to have the same appetite. But my stop's about 10 minutes away, so let's go on the road. Right, I'm in. The guy had shut the gate, I guess because there was nobody around. But I'm in. We have a look around this ghost town, see what it's like. I think he's just going to let me wander around. Not really sure what to do, it's only me here. But come on, we'll just have a look around and see what's going on. Alright, so this was an old nitrate mining town. They would extract the nitrates from the soil around here. When it was finished, it was just abandoned. But then when Pinochet was up to his stuff in Chile in the late 70s, this place was used as a concentration camp. So yeah, it's got quite a dark history. I've not even scratched the surface yet, so it says me at the outer boundary, just where I came in, other side of the wall from where I just came in. These buildings are tucked away at the far end of the camp. They've got officers' quarters, or like management management quarters vibe about them. Maybe the person that owned it or managed the place lived here. But yeah, these maybe not so much that was mostly timber. So I'm guessing these were houses for the workers, and that was the main town. Now look at the plaza. It's Spanish and their plazas. You've got to love them. There's the bandstand in the middle, and there's the seats all around. To be fair, I do like plazas. They make such a difference. Like if you're wandering about, you know there's somewhere nice in the town you can go and have a seat, and there's usually things, businesses round about that you can use, maybe a shop or a cafe or something. But yeah, it's quite well preserved, that plaza. Alright, here's a wee map. So straight ahead, that would have been where the school was. Next to that, looks like that was a concert hall, and then next to that was a theatre and a library. Now number 9 is over the back. That was a general store. So that big building, I think that looks like it was a hotel at some point. So it had a few things. It had public baths, swimming pool, laundry, gym, hospital, maternity clinic, theatre and library. As I said, hotel. Yep. Now the more sombre thing is the political prisoners camp, 1973 to 74. That was these buildings over here, and there's a statue to it as well. I'll go over, get a look. A statue, more of a monument. Here it is to represent the stick-thin political prisoners that were abducted by Pinochet, and here's the names of them all on the side. And there's a lot of people came here. It was at that time when Pinochet was in charge. I have to say though, the temperature's shot right up. We're down to just over 1,000 metres now, I think, and it's making such a difference. I'm not going to complain about being too warm because I've been too cold for a few weeks now. So yeah, it is what it is. It'll cool down soon enough later because we are still in the day. This was the theatre and concert hall. Not much inside, as you can see, hopefully through the dusty window. And everything else is otherwise. Yeah, so this building was the theatre. Now there's a stairwell open. I'm guessing it's open because you're allowed to go in, because otherwise the doors are locked. So let's see. Take a wee bit of big boy trousers on and have a wee. Here's about what's left of the theatre. The seating, and that would have been the stage down there, and the balcony at the front. I imagine maybe the stars of the day might have come out here to wave to the crowds below, who knows. So it was a big deal at the time. Folk came from all over the world to work here. So it's nitrate or fertiliser, and it was exported to Europe and everything until Germany started making synthetic stuff, and that basically killed it. And it's quite good up here. It gives you a really good appreciation of the size of the place and all the different buildings and where you are. I mean, look, we're in the Atacama Desert. There looks like there's nothing there. There's nothing growing, but this place was worth a fortune at one point before technology took over. Back of the theatre, I was hoping I could get in the stage area, but it's all sealed off. It must be too dangerous. Sign saying there this was a church. Now usually a church can be instantly identifiable almost regardless of what state it's in, but I would never have known that was a church unless that sign was up. It must have been just built in the style of everything else. So I'm guessing these are houses for the workers as well, because they're quite small and they're quite regular in their design. A very rough guess. This was the back of the house, and I'm assuming this must have been the toilet. That's got that look about it. And then inside there's two very small rooms. Hopefully you can, oh yeah, you can pick up the light, there's nothing left. And another room here. So that seems to be the design of the houses, and then outside, then each house would be the same all the way up and all the way down on the other side. They look very right. This bit would have been the concentration camp for the political prisoners. I don't know. Mind you, already it looks a bit more run down than the ones before, if that's possible. I wasn't sure how much different it would be, but then it wouldn't be looked after at all. It would just be chucked in here. Let's see what we can see. Yeah, pretty rough, but then the whole place is rough because it's been derelict for so long. Well, this is my campsite for tonight. That was the plan anyway, but you never know. The caretaker could easily say no, but on the Overlander app, there's been loads of folk have stayed here. He seems quite happy to have it. So yeah, definitely one of my more quirky campsites. Hopefully the toilets will be open all night as well. That would be great. Not that I'm getting up during the night to go to those toilets, but as long as they're open later on, there's a shower in the ladies, and as long as they're open first thing in the morning. If that's enough. That's a bit too much information anyway. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this. It's going to be very quiet, and the guy was saying once the sun goes down, he says the stargazing is absolutely amazing here, which I can imagine because there's no light pollution. It's a lovely morning. Not just in the sunshine and blue skies, we're used to that just now, but it's lovely in the fact that it's mild temperatures. I'm not freezing. It's nice to get up and not have to put on loads of layers just to go to the bathroom or whatever. But yeah, the caretaker went past. He said that headed over there. I don't know if you can see him in the plaza. I don't know if he's either walking his dogs or doing his checks, or maybe doing a bit of both. But yeah, I slept really nice. It was slept really well last night. It was really quiet as you would expect. He's got quite a few dogs. They started barking at one point. Whatever there might be an animal or something. There's always a noise or something that can excite dogs. But yeah, a nice. Trying not to get the sun in the lens. Yeah, nice, quiet, pleasant sleep. It's obviously not a campsite, but it was good. Had bathrooms. What can you ask for? Right, I'm going to get ready. I'll have a shave for my breakfast. Get on the road. That's us leaving the campsite now. I don't know if the guy's shutting the gate behind me, but maybe just the barrier. Yeah, he's just shutting. I think he's just shutting the barrier. Don't blame him. There's not a lot of traffic comes past here. It's a fairly important site for the Chileans, with signs up to that effect. But the big one's further up the road at Humberstone, which is a good part of the road, but that's a bit bumpy on this road. But yeah, that's a really big one. I think that's maybe the size or bigger than Fray Bentos, although doing a very different thing. Got about an hour's drive to get some fuel, and then we'll get fuel, maybe see if we can get a supermarket, and then we'll head up to my stop for tonight, see what that's like, because that's over 2 hours. That's 2.5 hours, which is good enough for a day's driving. There's another view of the camp, or the mining town, as we'll leave it. As you can see the location of it all and everything. I'm sure the wind was interfering there, but yeah, you can see the location of that mining town. Pretty remote. Political prisoners wouldn't want to, as I said before, they would think twice about turning. So I've stopped here in the middle of the desert. Big car park. You'd think there'd be something more. Yeah, but yeah, the point of this thing, I have no idea what it is. This is what's been. I saw it a few miles back. I have no idea what it was. I'm going to have to look at Google Maps or something. Shoulder was saying it's something. It's photovoltaic. It's something to do with sun, bringing the sun in, like a solar farm or something like that. It said photovoltaic, so that's like solar panels and stuff like that. Solar power. That's what it is. Finally got it out. Woohoo! Okay, let's get back on the road. Oh, I didn't know. I think I switched it on. Right, so I'm at the petrol station. Hopefully I'll get diesel shortly. It's a bit chaotic. These bikers were all over the place when they first came in. Had to go across the road and turn and wait until they got themselves organised. But they seem to be organising in a queue now. So hopefully they won't take too long, because I've only got wee tanks, and then I can get diesel and get on my road. But yeah, not much to this place. I was hoping for an Argentinian or a Brazilian style service station, maybe with a coffee shop, but no luck. It just seems to be Argentina and Brazil that have these luxuries. Oh, right, I got my fuel. It got a wee bit busy for a while, but once those bikes moved on, it was fine. I'm going into town this time to see if I can get some shopping or something. It's a very industrial area. Everybody's like seems to be involved in one thing. Like these red cars are a certain business. I don't know what's going on, but it seems very industrialised. Anyway, I'm waiting to see if I can get some shopping or see how we go on. This is the main plaza over on. Just bust of Sina Bernardo O'Higgins, the liberator of Chile. The name O'Higgins is used quite a lot in the name O'Higgins is used quite a lot in Chile, where this guy reverses his pickup. Yeah, there's a place called O'Higgins down in Patagonia. So I've had a wee wander around this plaza. It's actually very nice. Looks like it's recently been done up, but that's about all I can say about this place. It's very much a working town. Everybody around here is dressed in overalls and driving pickups. Pretty much going about their business. Doesn't seem a very relaxed town. But yeah, everybody's got to make a living, haven't they? So yeah. So I'm away to get back on the road again. I'm not really planning. I stopped for diesel, and there was a supermarket over there. I got a couple of things that was needing. It'll keep me going for a few days. But yeah, not the bonniest place I've ever been, and there's been a few of them in South America so far, outweighed by the better ones, of course. Okay, let's go. The main street, there was a few shops and salons and stuff back there, and a pub and disco. But yeah, I think this is the main. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think this is the main reason for Santa Elena. I think this is still open. If it is, this is the. Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, it's a very industrial mining kind of town. And so the people. It's Maria Elena, but yeah, very industrialised. As long as folk are earning a living, which was one we could say for a lot of the people in Bolivia, all they could do was herd llamas. So yeah, that's how they make their money. That's what they've got to do. It's like being back in Bolivia or Paraguay even. The road's just... Google's taking me on a detour because the original road was suffering with closures. I know they're doing a lot of work on the roads in certain areas. I was going to go up the coast road, but they're blasting there. I can't remember if they're blasting here as well. Maybe just because of the time of the year. It's out of the tourist season, but actually I've been on worse roads than this. But well, my heart sank when I turned off the cushy paved road and brought me onto this. Yeah. Hopefully I'm not on it for too long, but yeah, we're definitely not on the luxury roads yet. Still on the road. It's very lunar, isn't it? The landscape, or Martian, something like that. But yeah, at least the sun's shining. It'd be pretty bleak up here if it was cloudy and God forbid it was snowing. Wow. And there's not even any animals up here. That's the Atacama Desert for you, the driest place in the world, I think it is. Well, look at this, the road's just improved. I didn't expect that at all. I mean, we're only, I think, about a quarter of the way over this road, but I'm up in 4th gear now. In fact, I might even show off and go up into 5th. Wow, this is good. Hope I'll settle for this. Hope it stays like this to the turn off. literally we're coming down the other side. I don't know what this stuff's piled up at the left. The road surface is holding up for the most part, although just as I say that, I think it's a bit dodgy again. This is as bad as it's been since the start. Yes, it's a desolate place, isn't it? It's got its own rugged beauty. But yeah, it's quite a place, at least it's warmer. That's me just turned back onto the main highway again after that detour. This is Route 5, it's actually part of the Pan American Highway that runs from Alaska down to the tip of Argentina, apparently, from what I can gather. Anyway, shouldn't be long till we stop for the night. This is my stopover for the night. You can see the van through the trees there. It's quite deserted. There's a couple of folks sitting in the square right now, but it looks like, actually see the buildings, it looks like an outback town or a Wild West frontier town. But they spent a lot of money on the plaza, as they seem to do. They love their plazas, which is always very good. I like that. There's a big flag up there. Just having a quick look around. I want to see if I can get some bread. It's the only thing I don't really have that I need. At the street, there's something different to any other country in South America I've been to so far. It's just got a different vibe about it, or a different look about it. So, but it's just good because I want to come to Chile and see something different. I don't want it to be the same as everywhere else.